Hey everybody, how's it going? It is Matt and it is Maniac Monday. Yes, folks. It is finally the beginning of the week. I hope all of you guys had a fantastic weekend. Hopefully you got to watch some good movies, binge watch some series, do whatever it is that makes you happy. I know the weather got a little wonky here in Iowa. We got snow over the weekend. Hopefully you guys didn't get any snow where you're at, or if you did, hopefully you guys enjoy it. I know I sure am not. I am not ready for shoveling the sidewalks or throwing down ice melt yet. I'm sorry, but it is too early for that noise. It's not even Halloween yet, damn it. Alright guys, let's move on to the movie of the day. Oh wait, first I forgot to go through my other spiel. I hope you're having a great morning, evening, dawn, day, or dusk. Like, share, and subscribe. I do love seeing your new faces around here and all of your old faces because you guys bring a lot of joy to me. Whether you like me or not, I am still happy to see you. Please do look in the description box for more information on the daily film, such as your brief synopsis, your starring cast, your director, runtime of the cut I am watching, along with some trivia if there's anything worthwhile of mentioning, and then a link for a trailer or a scene in the movie. It is very, very, very rare when I do not have one or the other on that. Or brief synopsises. I usually have one on there unless it's something that I personally, because I'm not a writer, folks. I will be the first person to admit to you I am no writer by any means. 9 times out of 10, the synopsis comes off of the back of this thing right here. You know, it comes off of the back of the box. That's that. But my opinion does not come off the back of the box. It comes from up here. That is the one thing I can do, is I am a better talker than I am a writer. But anyways, let's move on to the movie of the day. This one came out back in 1972, so it's been a hot minute since this beauty came out. It is none other than Last House on the Left. My copy has gotten some wear and tear over the years. It's definitely one that I watch a lot. If I take this stupid thing off, it'll look better. I mean, I might as well just take it off right now because it does look kind of wonky. Take that off there. Boop. And then on the back, it's got this really cool, to avoid fainting, keep repeating, it's only a movie. It's only a movie. It's only a movie. But anyways, as you see there, I got a little, that really upsets me right there. But anyways, it's not like I'm going to try to sell this or get money out of it. This is staying in my heart and my personal collection for till the day I die. That's how much I love this movie and how much I love this box set that they made for it. Arrow really crushed it on this. As far as what comes in it, you get a really cool booklet which is nice and hefty. You know, it's got some girth to it. So it's going to be a little bit to read through this sucker. It's nice. It's got colored pictures in there. You get a gorgeous poster, double-sided poster, by the way, in case if you like the newly commissioned artwork that they did right here. I'm going to get this sucker framed, and I'm going to be rocking with the original because that's how I roll. I love that original artwork. It is just absolutely stunning and iconic, and something that you will never forget seeing when you've seen the movie. It's just mind blowing. And as far as what we got going on here, you got an alternative cover artwork as well with that newly commissioned artwork, which I got the box so I can look at that whenever I want. But on the inside, I went with this one as well, the old artwork, which I really love. That it's just so basic, but it works perfectly. Like, I have no complaints with that old artwork. I really like it. Get that back in there. And this is a 3-disc set, by the way. It is a 2 Blu-rays and a CD soundtrack on the very end. So you get multiple cuts of this movie. You get the rated R cuts. You get the Krug and Company cut, which is a very fun cut to watch. That one runs at 84 minutes. And then there's also the unrated cut that runs at 84 minutes as well. I've watched each and every one of these cuts on here multiple times. I prefer the unrated cut and the Krug and Company cut. That one's a really fun one. But I prefer the unrated cut. Anyways, and now as far as special features goes, this thing is stacked to the gills. There's so many special features. I could sit here and go over that for a long time. That's how much good stuff. I could spend 20 minutes just talking about the features. But anyways, I'm going to move on to the actual movie and try to speed up today's review a little more. I got some stuff I need to do and get out there and out and about. Whatever, do what I need to do. Anyways, let's move on to it. Now, like I said, this one came out 48 years ago, so back in 1972. I went with the unrated cut that runs at 84 minutes, which is an hour and 24 minutes, if you do not know how to count. This one stars the late, great, the legendary, the awesome, the curly-headed master blaster of beastmasterhood, David Hess. That guy was just, he's a legend amongst the horror community, and the guy just did some astonishing work through his career. And the guy was actually even a somewhat good singer as well. He was a songwriter. He wrote several songs for Elvis Presley, which is quite impressive. So do keep that in mind. David Hess, the guy who plays Krug, is very, very good in this. And then we got Lucy Grantham and Sandra Cassel, Marc Sheffler, and then there is none other than introducing Ada Washington, which Ada Washington is a interesting character. You don't get to see her very much on here. She will make you giggle. At least she makes me giggle every time I watch this movie. From the way she basically her interaction with the police, and the way how stupid and inept that they really are in this, that it's extremely comedic, and Wes Craven set out to do that. So do keep in mind there is a little tiny tidbits of comedic humor in here, mixed in throughout this movie. It is got lots of dark undertones like that. Really dark. This is an extremely dark movie. I saw this when I was like 16, I think, for the first time, and it just absolutely blew my mind. It was on like AMC or something like that during October. It was a horror thing that Tom Savini was hosting. And this is one of the movies that he did, and I absolutely fell in love with it from then. And I've always, since VHS days, have owned a copy of Last House on the Left. I think I still have my VHS, but my old DVD, I traded that off. I wish I kept it because it is a favorite of mine. Although that artwork on that old one was just ugly as can be. Anyways, I'm trying to cover that up so I don't have to keep looking at it, because it's starting to upset me. No. Anyways, now, like I said, this is a Wes Craven movie, so do keep that in mind. The guy that directed Nightmare on Elm Street, The Hills Have Eyes, Shocker, Scream. I'm not, unpopular opinion of the day. Matt does not like the Scream franchise. I'm sorry, guys. If you guys are a huge fan of the Scream franchise, I will never agree on anything on that one. I will never review it, for just to let you know. It's way out of my forte, and I just refuse to ever watch it again and review it. That's how I feel about that franchise. Anyways, it just irritates the hell out of me. Anyways, let's move on to this masterpiece here. What is it about? It's about a girl named Mary who, on her 17th birthday, she is getting ready to go out with her friend Phyllis, who is kind of I don't know what you would really call her. Her character, she comes from a poor background. Both her father was in the steel company, and they were in both steel and iron. Her father was a he would steal things, and her mom would iron laundry. So they were in the steel and iron business, which was it's kind of a funny little line that she throws in there. Mary's parents kind of look at him like okay, because Mary's parents, the dad is a doctor, so they're very wealthy. The mom is a stay at home housemaker wife, so they make good money, and they are old school when it comes to their values. So keep them in mind. They are very, very conservative characters. Most of all, both honestly, most of the characters minus Krug and Company, they are conservative characters in the for the most part. Krug and Company are freaking monsters. But they're going out to go see this band. I forget what exactly the name of the band is. It's like Blood Ritual or Blood Cult or some stupid thing like that. But either way, it doesn't matter. They're going to go see this band. They go and they get a little booze. They drink a little before they leave. Before they set out, they go get a little ice creams. And Mary is very, very particular. She doesn't like any of the ice creams that is being presented to her. She's doing that typical spoiled brat thing. I would have picked. There's like 31 different flavors. They're at Baskin Robbins or something like that. And she just can't decide on what she wants. Blah 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 blah. They decide they want to score some grass on the way there. Some grass, some weed, some ganja, some dope, whatever you want to call it. Some Mary Jane, some marijuanas. I don't care what you call it. It is what it is. But they're going to go score some ganja, and the person that she happens to score it from is a guy named what is his name? I forget. At one point, Mary tries to call him Willow, and I laugh every time. And he even kind of makes a smirky face, like, "Oh yeah, Willow." But either way, he is Krug's son. He lures them into this like apartment or hotel room where there's this flat where they're staying. Which, by the way, the earlier that same day during before the girls are getting ready, Krug and Weasel are busted out of jail by Sadie, and Sadie is a very bestial woman. They talk about how she killed a dog in the process of getting them free, things like that. Very, very gnarly, ugly woman, in my opinion. She's just not my cup of tea. But it's just she's an animalistic woman. Either way. Anyway. But they get they get kidnapped by this group, by Weasel, Krug, Sadie, and they are doing horrible sex things to them the night before. They decide to after the next morning, they decide to leave, and they put the girls in the trunk and they take off. Blah 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 blah. The car happens to break down on the same exact road and right by the house that Mary happened to live in. That is my one thing that I do not like about this movie. I think that is just a little too easy, a little too much coincidence. Coincidences do happen like that, but it is it's hard to really believe something along those lines. There's a movie called Night Train Murders, that is very, 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 very similar to this, and the way that happens. And then there's also Chaos, which is a kind of a loose remake of this, which it pretty much is a remake. It's just a modern day adaptation that is extremely gory and bloody. This is where it all began, though. And then there is also a remake of this one too, which I do not like that remake. I'd rather watch Chaos. Anyways, but where was I going? They break down right by Mary Collingwood's house. They take them into the woods, and they're doing all sorts of depravity to them. Like they make Phyllis piss her pants. They make both Mary and Phyllis have sex with each other. They start carving Krug in the name of Mary's chest, and things like that. They're very, very depraved people. And then eventually Phyllis is able to do something to where she is able to run away, but they still catch her, and they gut her, and they pull her intestines out, and they really do a number on Phyllis. They do not have any remorse for what they do. And so eventually they move on to Mary. Mary gets shot, and you think she's dead, but she happens to be somewhat still alive because she gets up onto the bank, and then her parents happen to find her, which is that huge coincidence thing. Like, oh, they find her like early in the morning before daylight. But the only reason that they thought of looking is Krug and Company. They knock on the doctor's door after they've done all their deed and cleaned up and changed their clothes. They knock on the doctor's door to try to get a place to stay, or a ride to wherever, or some gas, do whatever it is they need. They happen to, it's a place for them to stay for the night. That's what it turns out to be. But they have dinner with the Collingwoods. During the time, during this, both the Collingwoods, both Mom and Dad Collingwood, are noticing things about Krug and Company that are very stand out very, very much. Like they say that they're Bible salesmen, and then the other one says he's or not a Bible salesman. One's in plumbing, a plumbing salesman, and then the other one's in insurance or some shit like that. A little detail that I don't really care about, but either way, they're both not on point with their stories on this one. So they got to still try to fool these people that they're these salesmen or whatnot. But she notices that the one, which is Krug's son, has a peace pendant on his neck, and it just so happened that the Collingwoods, the parents, gave Mary that for her 17th birthday, so they knew exactly what it was. They knew something was up right then and there. They proceed to set up all kinds of traps or booby traps around the house, such as like the whipped cream, not whipped cream, but shaving cream all over in front of a door, so when he steps over on it, he slips and falls. Trip cord. There's a whole thing with he cuts off the end of an appliance, an electrical plug on an appliance, and puts it under and frays it out, and then puts it on under a rug, which he proceeds to pour water on, and then he plugs it in. So when Krug steps on it, he gets zapped. Things like that. They happen to steal Krug's gun, and while he's sleeping, and then one by one, the mother and the father are taking out Krug and Company. The first one to go is Weasel. Weasel gets his penis bit off by the mother. Very, very horrible way to die. He has his hands tied behind his back, and she's offered to give him a mouth hug. And so basically, she bites his winky off that way. Then the father is left to face with Krug, which, like I said, he stole his gun. The father has a shotgun, a double barrel shotgun, but the only problem is he only found, I think it was like 1 or 2 rounds, something like that. It was not very many, so he had to basically make his shots like count, which both of them are, which it was not effective either way, but Krug's trying to get at him. He falls into the traps. The dad goes down, like they're fighting like hand to hand. The dad happens to get downstairs, and next thing you know, you hear a chainsaw. The dad comes in and slices up old Krug after a little bit of a struggle. The mom kills Sadie as well. So the mom got 2 kills under her belt. The son, now you remember Krug's son. Krug's son is forced to commit suicide by Krug. He's telling him, put the gun in your mouth, blow your brains out, like things like that. And then poor kid puts the gun in his mouth and blows his brains out. So he is quickly disabled. So you don't really have to worry about him as a character at all. So you won't really see him much. Now, that's as much as I want to give in on that. As far as ratings go, this thing on the technical side's a 4. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. On the entertainment side, this thing's a 4 as well. This is an 8 out of 10 kind of movie. This is my second favorite film of all time right here. I could tell you so much stuff about it. It'll make your head spin. But either way, it is one that I love, and I often enjoy not enjoy. I do enjoy it, but I often recommend it to people that are looking for older films that push the boundaries, because this one really it pushed a lot of boundaries back in its time. It definitely was it's a rule breaker and a heartbreaker, and it is an ass kicking. Oh, it's a beast. It's a behemoth. All right, guys, I love it. I love it. I love it. I hope all of you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll pop in tomorrow with something else. Tomorrow I got a Argentinian film for you. It's one that is released by Unearthed Films. It's been a hot minute since I reviewed anything from them. And then I got 2 other movies lined up for the week, but I need to find one more. Friday is already set out. Friday and probably Thursday. Either way. All right, guys. Love your faces as always, and I can't wait to see you till tomorrow.